If you're facilitating a support group, thank you. You're providing a great service to people who are struggling. But whenever you have a new person come into your group, it's especially vital that you do things a little differently to make that newcomer feel welcome so that hopefully they will be back and experience the healing that is possible. First thing you want to do, of course, is to create an atmosphere of welcome. Be sure that you greet them, tell them you're glad they're there. Certainly fine to ask how they found out about the group. Do they live nearby? But don't put them on the spot by asking them up front why they're here. Just let them know you're glad to see them. And once the group gets started, if you're the facilitator, generally you'll have someone read the guidelines for the group, and often you'll set the stage for the topic for the evening or how things are going to go. Obviously, with the newcomer present, you want to make sure that you reassure them that they are welcome to observe or participate to whatever level that they would like. In our share groups at Woodlands Church, we simply go around the room and let people know that if they'd like to pass, they can just introduce themselves and say that they'd like to pass. Certainly, we give those people a chance at the end to share if they've decided that they like to do that. The newcomer, I believe, should be reassured that if they do want to share, we will give them the time that they need to unpack whatever it is that they're dealing with. Generally, we allow 3 to 5 minutes per person, but it's not uncommon that the newcomer who is really desperate for help will want to unburden themselves by sharing for a longer period of time. And I think that is perfectly fine and actually very desirable. Second thing you may want to do is to let the newcomer and remind the others in the group how support groups work. That they work simply because they provide an atmosphere where you can come and process your pain, your problems, process those strategies that you've tried that have found helpful in your journey. It's nice to know that nobody's going to try to fix you or judge you. They're not going to preach to you or give you advice. They're simply going to thank you for sharing. Now, I remember my first time, I thought, does this do anything? So I like to share from James chapter 5, verse 16, that says, confess your faults one to another and pray for one another that you may be healed. I believe that one of the great strengths of support groups is just being able to say what's so, to share your strengths and your struggles, and be received in a loving way. Hopefully by people that will think to pray for you and ask for God to heal you. I tell people, keep coming. You'll see the transformation. It really works. Now, I think it's also important to tell the newcomer that they may be asking the question, do I fit here? Do I belong here? Is this where I need to be? And I warn them that they're likely to think one of two things as they listen to other people share. They may think, wow, I'm way worse than these people. Or more likely that first time they'll think, ooh, these people are way sicker than me. It's okay. The enemy wants us to exempt ourselves from fellowship and from the support of a support group by imagining that we are different than those people. But I challenge the newcomer to listen for the similarities, because it's my conviction that we are all alike. My specific struggles or how engaged my situation and my sin may look differently than yours on the surface, but underneath, we're all dealing with the same fundamental issues of love and life. So encourage them to listen for commonalities and to try to connect. To facilitate that, if there's a newcomer in the room, I remind the participants when they start to share, please take a moment to share what brought you to the group. Share a little bit of your sordid past, the things that maybe you've graduated from or grown from, but the things that will make the newcomer feel like, oh, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who has fallen down in life. So be sure that people will share a little bit of their journey from the beginning. As you end the group, I think it's always good to challenge everyone, particularly the newcomer, to give the group a try, to see if it allows them to find traction in those areas where they've been stuck. Of course, I believe for many people, it will do just that. We like to end our support groups in Restoration at Woodlands Church by saying the kind of goofy phrase, keep coming back. It works if you work it, and you're worth it. I love you.